and your community. Your hosts are Nathaniel and Patricia Gadsden.
Welcome again to Life Esteem. Always great to have you as a viewer. Hey, today we're going to talk to Danny Lansanah, and I hope that you know that name because he is a pro football player from Harrisburg High School, by the way. He's a proud Cougar, and now plays for the New York Jets. And man, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
All right, fantastic. We have a buddy in common too. I think with Chris Franklin.
Yeah.
That's your buddy, man.
Yeah.
Chris, in fact, is a Harlem Globetrotter, right?
Yeah.
And and I will just share this that Chris, we've known Chris for a long time and everything.
And he came out of Susquehanna Township.
And we were talking about the show. And he said, "Oh, I know someone that you don't need to interview, man." And he said, "You got to interview Danny." I said, "Yeah, I know that. I heard that name before, So this is a real pleasure to have you on. How long have you been in the NFL?
About 4 years off and on. I played for Green Bay for 2 years, and I bounced from Miami and Detroit after that. And I just recently signed with the Jets the last week of last season. So
fantastic, great. You looking forward to it?
Definitely.
All right,
it feels
man.
good to be back.
Yeah. And now, what position did you play at Harrisburg High?
I played linebacker and tight end.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And you came out in
2003.
Yeah.
Played basketball. Was on the 2002 state championship team.
Were you?
Oh.
So
right.
got a little
realize
athleticism.
that. Okay, cool, man. Yeah. And that was the first Harrisburg High championship team, wasn't
Second.
it? It was the second one.
First year we won it in '98, and then 2002.
Good stuff. Okay. Oh man, good stuff. So you're from Harrisburg, and we're just going to talk about Harrisburg a little bit first, and we'll jump to the pro game because I think we're all fascinated. We all have. I think all men in particular are frustrated pro athletes. I tell people all the time, I'm still waiting for that call. It ain't going to happen. I understand that. But you came out of Harrisburg and you played ball here and everything, and you come back often.
Yeah, every time I get a chance, I'm big in the community. I like being in my community where I came from because a lot of kids, they don't get to see people that's in the limelight, and they just see us on TV, and that's all. But I like to get out there in the community and just get here as much as I can so the kids can see somebody positive that's from their neighborhood and show them that they can make it out as well.
Fantastic. Harrisburg, quietly as it's kept, has a lot of guys who have made it to the pro ranks and doing well.
Definitely.
Not just Harrisburg High, but of course, we had Bishop McDougal, Ricky Waters, and now you have
Township. You got all these schools.
Shady, McCoy, Sean McCoy, and then just all of them. Just can't name them all, but I mentioned Poteet before we went on the air. Hank Poteet played a number of years, and also Kenny Watson played a number. So it's just some great guys, man. So you rocking the footsteps of some great lineage. What was it that drove you to that next level? I mean, every kid has that dream, but how did you make it to that next level?
I think just coming from this area, just a lot of people that tell you can't do it, and I think that's what drove me to keep pushing and keep going because, like I said, like a lot of people in this area think nothing good comes out of Harrisburg, and playing sports was my outlet growing up because you couldn't be in the streets because there was a lot of crime and things like that. So I think like playing sports let me get out of the neighborhood, and it's just my outlet and give me something to do. And I seen I was good at it. My father seen I was good at it, and we ran with it.
Okay, fantastic.
Now, did your father, was he a sport that he particularly also excelled at? And he was good?
He actually went to Milton Hershey. He's from Philly, but he went to Milton Hershey. He was a track star. He was a boxer, and he played basketball and football as well.
Okay, all right. So he was kind of in the family then.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
And you mentioned your father, and I'm so glad you did because we run through United Way, the Capital Region, and some other agencies around the area too. We have what we call the fatherhood programs because there's a lot of young people who they don't have intact fathers or engaged fathers, unfortunately. Do you think that makes a difference to have a family that really kind of supports you on what you can do?
Definitely. That's huge. My father played a big role because I remember times that I wanted to give up, and he kept pushing me. I remember times I got cut from teams, and he met me at the airport because I told him I didn't want to do it no more. He was standing at the airport and made me get on the next flight to the next team.
Go ahead.
And I remember growing up, I was kind of pudgy, and so I wanted to give up then. But he just kept pushing me. And I think having that father figure it plays a big role in your life, and having that support system because like a lot of kids now they don't have that support system, and all they have is what they see on TV, and that's all they know is like the fast cars, the fast money, and they try to emulate that, and that's where we run in trouble nowadays.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Well presented because that's the thing that's unfortunate, and they don't realize the reality because even though you are in the pros, you have been successful, but it was hard work.
Definitely.
And I think a lot of young people don't understand that part of it. It's the perseverance, and you got to stick to it and be able to make the commitment. And you started playing sports about how old were you?
I'd say about 8 years old.
8 years old.
I didn't start playing. I actually didn't start playing football until my freshman year of high school because you know, my dad didn't let me. My grades was slipping, so you know, I was always good in basketball. That was my first sport.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I loved basketball, but you know, I had to face reality. I wasn't going to grow to be 6'7" or be a ball handler like Chris handles. So
Chris is good, man. Yeah. So you also made a transition from high school to college, and you chose UConn. Tell us why UConn, and talk about that experience a little bit.
It just was a great fit, you know. I remember going through the process of, you know, recruiting. You know, it could be hectic, letters, and you know, coaches want to talk to you instead of your parents because they want you to make the decision at a young age, and they try to sway you which way. But you know, I just remember me and my dad going up to UConn after a basketball game. Actually, after we played Still High in basketball. You know, that was our arch rival, so you know, went up there, and it just felt right. You know, the coaches, the head coach was actually from York, PA, and you know, the players welcomed me with open arms, and you know, the college, it's you know, it's not too far from the city, but it's far enough that you can't just go out there every day and get in trouble. You know, coming from the inner city, you know, I wanted to get away from that, and you know, just experience something different, you know, and it just felt like a great fit. It's one of the top schools in the nation in academic wise, and you know, that was big for my father. So once they told him that, you know, he said, "This is where you're going. You have no other choice."
What did you major in?
I majored in sociology.
Did you really? Okay, so did I. All right, fantastic. Got that in common.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. Have you ever thought about teaching or doing some work in the field?
Actually, I do a lot of, in the off season, I do a lot of charity. I actually work with ARC when I'm home.
Okay.
You know, the accelerated rehabilitation for troubled teens.
Yeah.
You know, I want to get involved with kids with autism. That's why I'm gonna start my foundation. I want to gear towards that. And you know, like I said, I got a big heart for kids, man. And you know, we didn't have that growing up, and you know, I just want to give back to the kids.
Yeah. You know, you touched on something too that is the reality of the NFL as well that a lot of people don't know, because you know, you only concentrate on a few players. You know, you hear about this person, that person, but there's a whole lot of guys put in a lot of work, and it's a business as much as it is a sport. Talk about the business end of it all and how tough that is, especially if you get cut and you gotta, you know, but you know, you gotta hang in there. So talk about that part.
I think one of the greatest shows that comes on TV is Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
You know, because that gives you that lets you see inside what really goes on when, you know, you're there one day and then you get that call from the coach and they tell you to bring your playbook. And once you hear those words, you know it's time to pack up and go. And you know, you just gotta be mentally strong. You know, you gotta have a great support system, you know, with your agent and things like that. Because like I said, you could be here today and gone tomorrow. And you know, you just can't put all your eggs in one basket. That's why I'm glad I got my degree, glad my parents pushed me to get my degree, because I have something to fall back on. And that's why you know, I do a lot of things with the community and kids. So once I'm done with football, I can set myself up for life after football, because football is not going to be there all year, all of life.
That's right.
And what's the average years that a football player has, you know, realistically?
I think they said about 4.
Yeah, that's what I thought I heard. It was really a small number of years.
Definitely.
Yeah, in that regard. Now, one of the people you totally forgot, we have all these great players that come out of this area, is your own nephew.
Oh no, you know what? Walking that hard. That's about Chris Wilson. Yeah, Chris has done well. Chris, in fact, played for 3 teams, I believe. He played for the Ravens, for Kansas City, and also San Diego, and did real well. He was a tight end, and they also played some fullback and everything. But he's now in law school. He decided, you know, at the top of his career, had 9 good years in.
That's
decided
9 great years.
You know, 9 great years, and stepped on out into law school. And he's doing well with that. But he wants to give back, and that's his whole dream as well. You know, and that's the story of a lot of guys. I mean, truthfully, you know, a lot of guys do real well, and they, you know, step back. You know, there was a terrible, well, not terrible, but there was a documentary on recently that talked about athletes, not just football players, but athletes who, after being out of the sport for what, 2 years or so, they're broke. I think it was called Broke or something like that.
That's what it was called.
That's what called Broke.
That was scary stuff. So, you know, and then I noticed though that they did have, let's say, boot camps, if you will, where coaches and others talk to them about how to save their money and how to be, you know. Do guys find themselves just not believing it, or what's going on that so many guys find themselves broke after a few years?
I think it's just, you know, you're young, you get in the league, you're probably 20, 21, and they give you $20 million. So you got to think like, okay, you're living a $20 million lifestyle for X amount of years. You know, so the house that you bought, the many cars that you buy. After football, you still have to live that life, but that income is not like that. And that's where I think a lot of people go wrong, because they want to still live that life, and they have a high expectation of life where they can't live because they're not getting that steady income of $20 million. You see checks probably, if you make $20 million, you're probably seeing checks 2 weeks, 3.5 million, easy. So you take that and then going down to a regular job or whatever you do after football, you're not going to be able to maintain that lifestyle. I think that's where a lot of guys get it misconstrued at.
Yeah, but they have agents and they have people who should be advising them though, right?
Yeah, I mean, but once, it depends on your guys, like the team that you set yourself up with, because some guys, they're just with you because of what you do. And once it's over, it's over. But, you know, when you build a relationship with people like your agent and your financial advisor, where they're there for you and not for what you do, and they help you in the long run, because like I said, life after football, you got to get a job, and if you're living a $20 million life with a $100,000 income now, you're not going to survive.
I know. We were watching a program very briefly, just flicking through, and there was these guys with these fabulous houses. And I remember saying to my wife the exact same thing. I said, no, but he's no longer in the pros now. That thing was taped like, what, 4 or 5 years ago. And I'm thinking to myself, I wonder what he's doing now with that house, if he still has it. Probably doesn't, you know. Because it's like, how could maintain this, man? Incredible. But there are a lot of upsides to being in the NFL and that kind of stuff. And so what are some of the great upsides that things that we may not necessarily know about, that you come across every single day being an NFL player?
First of all, you know, it was a dream. You know, it's my dream job.
All right.
You know, just being a face that can give back to the community, because like I said, I'm big in that, and just you know, just waking up every day and just enjoying what you do. You know, some people they got jobs that they don't like, and they're miserable, but you know, just waking up every day and just loving your job. That's a big upside, and just you know, just being that face that everybody sees that is successful. And you know, coming from where I come from, one of the baddest neighborhoods here, it just joys my soul that I can wake up every day and just say that I'm playing football, that somebody from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, little old Harrisburg High, where they said nothing good comes out of, and I'm doing what I love to do and making good money.
Doing what you love to do.
That's right. That's right.
You know, it's interesting you said that. There's a book I read some years ago, Do What You Love, The Money Will Follow.
Nice.
And that really talks to you in regard to have that dream fulfilled and be able to wake up and be excited about what you do. And also, people that do what they love tend to live longer too.
How about that?
Because they're healthier. They're not feeling stressed, you know, and anxiety and all kinds of things like that. Now, you're single?
I'm married.
You're married. So you're married, okay. And so you have family? Children?
Not yet.
Okay.
Working on it.
Your wife from this area?
Yes. Went to high school together.
Harrisburg, girl, go ahead.
Yeah, went to high school together. We was together since my senior year of high school. So.
Isn't that wonderful?
Fantastic.
That is
That's
awesome.
great. Yeah.
So but when you're at the Jets, she's gonna be living there with you. Okay?
She actually gonna stay here. She just
Oh, she
started a
gonna
nice
stay here?
job, you know, and
did
she
she?
likes it a lot. So she's gonna stay here for a year, and then next year she'll
Okay,
be out
join
there.
you.
Yeah.
Okay,
But you're
but
doing
you're
it
back
the
and
right
forth.
way.
Yeah, but you're back and forth. You're so close.
Yeah, she'll be up there every game.
Right, yeah.
Yelling and screaming. I still know her voice out of everybody.
Do you?
She's out and screaming. That's great.
You know that one, huh?
Yeah, I know. I heard that scream since high school, so I know.
Oh
I know
man,
pretty
that's
good.
wonderful. Good
That's
stuff.
amazing.
Good
I
stuff.
talked to that later off camera because it made me think about something he said. He knows that
yeah.
scream.
You know, it's interesting. You have, like you said, you had this dream and you find yourself in the NFL. Some of those guys have been in the league for a while. And so now all of a sudden here you are and you're playing opposite of this guy that you may have looked at on TV, you know, while you were in high school. So it's like, wait a minute, you know, does that ever hit you that, you know, I'm here now, you know, and here's this guy over here, he's a legend or whatever. And guess what? I'm a linebacker. I'm going to bring him down. How do you handle that?
I think my first year, you know, I was like real starstruck. I'll never forget our first game was Monday night in Green Bay against the Cowboys. And, you know, that was my team growing up when I was little. So I'm on the field, I'm like, wow, like I'm really out here with these guys. But, you know, you got to change it off real quick because you got to get in the line of fire. So, I mean, now it's just like, it's football, you know, it's like tying my shoe is second nature. So, I mean, like you see these guys, but now it's like I said, like early in my career, I was like, wow, but now it's like, okay, now it's time to play.
Time to play. That's
Who
right.
was, when you were a young man growing up, and even in college, who was a football player that kind of stood out for you? Somebody you said, boy.
Deion Sanders.
Deion
yeah,
Sanders.
I like Deion Sanders.
Okay.
You know,
Cowboy.
yeah,
Cowboy.
he played with a lot of what we say now swag. You know, he talk trash and back it up.
right.
That's my type of guy. Like
That's
I can't play the game of football nice. You know, I gotta be out there talking trash. So if you ever see me out there talking, hey, it's my alter ego.
I understand.
I'm a nice guy.
But you have to do that, though,
Yeah,
right? I
yeah,
mean, you
yeah.
got to survive, man.
Yeah.
You know, I can imagine. Because I mentioned Chris again, Chris Wilson. He was once got into it with Ray Lewis, I understand. You know, and Ray Lewis, you know, he's a bad boy, but it's like you can't back down just because it's Ray Lewis. So you got to have that kind of demeanor,
Yeah,
you
definitely,
know.
definitely.
Yeah, that's good stuff,
people know
man. Good
that.
stuff, yeah. So, you know, if you could play in the NBA, let's say you decided, you know what, I mean, you're
If I got a couple more inches.
yeah. You know, would you have made that jump if you could have, if you had to choose between either way? Let's say you had the opportunity, really, NFL, NBA.
NBA.
What would it have been?
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah.
I would have to go with NBA though, because you know, with football, your body takes a
Man,
big beating. You know, and like I said, your expectancy for football is 3-4 years. With basketball, you know, you got guys Shane Battier and they're like 40, Grant Hill, and them guys still playing.
playing.
You know, that's unheard of in football. So, and then all their money's guaranteed. So when you see under that screen when they say 120 million, they get that guaranteed. With us, you know, you got to keep working. Each year you got to prove yourself. So I would have to go with basketball, but like I said, reality is I didn't grow to be 6'7". I'm only 6'1".
Yeah, I
so.
got you. You know, there's the business side. We talked about that before, and there was some NFL strikes that were kind of famous in the recent, you know, years and everything. And I remember, I forget his name now, but he was like the players' union negotiator, African-American gentleman, attorney, real sharp kind of guy. I don't know if he's still there now.
Upshaw.
Was it? Oh, I remember Gene Upshaw.
Oh,
yeah,
Gene,
but he
yeah.
was the player. All the players didn't always like Upshaw's decisions, though. I was thinking he wasn't well liked because he seemed to be more of a owner's kind of guy, you know. But he supposed to be representing players. But no, there was another guy. I can't call his name, but anyhow. But how does that side play in when you guys are out there every day, you know, doing the grind and all kind of stuff? The unions and all the business stuff and the contracts and all that kind of stuff. Does that ever weigh on you, and how does that affect you in your everyday play?
I think you can't worry about that because you'll go crazy. Just like a regular job, you know, you got a boss, but you try to go in there and do your job as best you can every day, and that's what I think we do. You go in there, and you know, you just compete and come to work with a smile on your face, work hard, and that's all you can do because the business side is going to take care of the business side.
Yeah.
The only thing you control is how you play and how you perform, and you know that's what you got to focus on. Or like I said, you'll drive yourself crazy thinking about you know, are they going to sign me again, or are they going to renew my contract, or are they going to cut me? Like if you worry about that, you'll drive yourself crazy. So.
Yeah, and I imagine, and this is just me speaking, I mean, now think about it, you're out there and you're doing that grind, and here's this other guy, he just came out of college, and he signs this huge contract. It's like, wait a minute, you know, does that ever hit you, or do you ever think to yourself, I'm better than this guy, or whatever, and he has all this money, or, you know, whatever. Is there any, because it's not they're always equal, I mean, you know, so they sign contracts based on a whole bunch of factors, right? Yeah, but do guys ever talk about that kind of stuff? Does that ever come, or do you just, is that something that you just don't?
Yeah, I mean, you don't talk about the next guy's money. I mean, if you're a rookie though, you really gonna have to pay your dues. Like, you gotta take the vets out for dinner. You might end up spending $20,000, and you know they'll buy the biggest steak and not even eat it and just walk out. You know, just to spend your money. But you know that's everywhere, every team. You know, you gotta pay your dues your rookie year. So you know, I remember my rookie year, I had to get donuts and coffee for the guys, and you know carry. All their equipment and their food to the plane. So, like I remember one time I had to, they sent me a list, and it was right before we had to get on the flight. Like we had an hour to get to the flight to take off to Chicago, and I had to stop at least 5 or 6 different restaurants to get 5 or 6 different things for them to eat, and I had to carry all that on the plane.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So you pay your dues when you're a rookie,
your
but
dues,
you know it's all fun and games. You
That's
know.
good, yeah. One thing, you know, who else we left out? Oh man, he went to Cincinnati from Harrisburg High.
Michael Simpson.
Yeah, Michael, but also the other, we had him on the show. Man, I can't call his name. He's a really good ball player, and I see him all the time up at the Camp Curtin Y.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he's a defensive back. Come on now. Oh, I hate that.
You said
But anyhow,
Tate?
yeah, Tate. Robert Tate.
Yeah,
Robert
yeah.
Tate, of course. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. And so, one thing to notice about him, and I'm looking at you, man. You also sculpted up there. How do you stay in shape? What is your regimen? You know, off season, I guess you could say, ain't nobody pushing me. But what do you do and why do you do it to stay in shape all year round?
Off season, I work out twice a day. Like actually after the show, you know, I have to go work out with my trainer. So yeah, you work out twice a day. I wake up, you know, balanced breakfast, healthy breakfast, you know, eggs, protein, and things like that, and then go work out and at 11. Then take a little nap, eat lunch, you know, and right back into the lab to work out again. And then at night I do like a lot of stretching, or, you know, my second love is basketball, so I go play basketball, a little cardio. So, you know, it's a year-round thing, you know, because if you out of shape and you go back out of shape, you know, you're going to get exploited, and it's the easiest way off a team.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. So it really is a year-round thing. You got to keep your body in top shape. Yeah, man, that's.
Do they, off season, suggest things that you need to be doing or being involved in, or anything of that nature?
As far as
keeping yourself not just physically, but even mentally in shape? Because I think, do you have to read? Do you have to do anything else?
No. Once the season's over, you're on your own. But they do give you like a packet, you know, to work out and follow the resume that they have and things like that. But whatever you do in the off season, it's on you. And,
it is, okay.
You know, but you're a pro. You know, you know what to do and what not to do, and you know how to carry yourself, and you know how to, you know, just stay ahead of the game. You know, you try to stay one step ahead of the game, because like any day, the cut guy can come around and get you.
How about that? Cut guy.
Cut guy can get you.
You know, the football player, the quarterback, man, I'm really drawing blanks here, for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Roethlisberger.
Famously had an accident on a motorcycle. And everybody kept saying, you know, why would you be on that motorcycle speeding through Pittsburgh like that, kind of thing? But a lot of guys have gotten hurt playing basketball. You mentioned playing basketball. You know, guys have these other hobbies. They like to go hunting or something like that. You know, how do they have clauses in your contracts about, you know, you can't do certain things, or if you do, you know, whatever? How do they handle that?
Oh yeah, definitely. In a lot of our contracts, probably everybody's contract, you know, we can't ride motorcycles no more. That's the big one though. You know, you can't be on no motor vehicles and things like that. But you know, you pretty much after the season's over, you know, I mean, you talk to your coach here and there, but you know, like I said, you should know how to carry yourself, and you know, like playing basketball, like that's something drastic that can happen. But you know, I like to do it just to stay in shape. But yeah, no motorcycles in the off season.
Okay.
Or during the season.
Yeah.
What about race carring?
Oh, no. I guarantee you that's not.
That's not imagine.
Was that because of what Roethlisberger did? Or
I think after that happened, after that happened, they put in our contracts that
that's
good.
Vehicles. That's good. You know, I probably shouldn't bring this up, but when you see stuff like this, you say to yourself, man, think about this guy, Hernandez, who just signed that huge contract, and now he's in all this trouble. At least, you know, he's always innocent to proven guilty, but it's not looking good and everything. But you see, it's not a lot, but you see guys oftentimes doing that kind of stuff. And it's like, how did you bring that in? Let's forget about him for a minute, because that's drastic this way over it. Allen Iverson. You get concerned about a guy like him who, you know, man, Allen, you know, you're sitting here talking to Danny, and you're doing great things in the community, giving back. How come a guy like him, who's a star, who has all that star power, you never see him out there giving back? And he seems to be just going downhill, and there's no one there to rescue him? You know, how do they handle stuff like that?
I think it comes down to the people that you put yourself around. You know, friends and your team of people that's in your corner. Because, you know, like all my friends, you know, I'm the football player. I got my degree, but my friends are actually all have their master's degrees. So like I'm at the bottom of the totem pole. You know, and we all push each other to better each other every day. You know, and that's what I put myself around. You know, that's a lot of people behind the works that is pushing me to, you know, give back to the community and do different things. Because, you know, like I said, like you got to put yourself around positive people, and positive things going to happen when you're around positive people.
That's right.
If you're around negative people, you know, you invite negative things. You could be the best guy in the world, but if you're around negative people, it's going to happen. My dad always told me growing up, it's scripture in the Bible that bad company corrupts good morals. You know, so like I said, you can be the best guy in the world, but if you're hanging around the wrong crowd, you attract the wrong attention.
We talk about it all the time. People, places, and things.
People, places, and things. Amen to that.
Really think about that.
So, go ahead.
And it's interesting you talk about those folks in your corner, supports and all, and them having their masters and, you know, getting behind you. And I remember my mother telling me as a young person, always be around people that are smarter than you. Okay, because they're going to help you grow. You know, because you find people that are not where you are or below you in regard to your achievement and attainment, that's not going to help you grow.
Exactly.
How about that? That's right. Yeah. You know, you're projecting 5 years after, after the game is over for you. You know, you're out of the NFL now. What do you see yourself doing in maybe 5 years after the game? You know, what would you like to do?
Working with the kids from inner city.
Okay.
You know, I want to have my own community center. You know, I do things with the Allison Hill Community Center.
Great. Okay,
work
good.
with them and you know, my friends, the master degree
You
guys.
bet.
You know, one of them runs the Boys and Girls Club out, just opening it back up out the South Side. You know, he has over 150 kids in his program.
Beautiful.
So, you know, I think that, you know, once I'm done with ball, all of us would get together and sit down and come up with something for the kids in the community and to better this community.
That's great.
You know, this was it Jamian, is it Harvey? Jamian up at
Jamie
the
Harvey.
Camp Curtin Y? Yeah, he was a ball player, I understand. I know, you know, and everything, but he's giving back. He's, you know, director of the Camp Curtin Y. And then you have, like you said, the guy out at the Boys and Girls Club, a lot of guys. So guys are coming back in the community doing things. And that's kind of an untold story, isn't it?
Yeah.
That there are a lot of guys like yourself, you know, who are making it happen, man. And we got to applaud you guys and
We
support
thank
you.
you so
How
very
can the
much.
community better support you?
I think they do all they can, you know, with especially my event coming up on Saturday, my celebrity softball game I have coming up
Okay.
over at City Island. You know, a lot of people in the community are, you know, posted it on, you know, social media is real big now, so they're posting it on Twitter and the Instagram. So, I mean, I think I have a big support system because, like I said, like I'm in the community, like people see me. It's not like they just see me on TV and, oh, he's from Harrisburg, but I'm actually in the community. You know, I'm actually at the boys club playing basketball with their kids.
That's great.
I'm at the grocery store with my mom, you know, or somewhere. I'm in the community, like everybody knows what kind of car I drive. So I'm not putting myself on a pedestal, like saying I'm better than you because I'm in a situation I am. Because, you know, in the drop of a dime, it can be gone.
Amen.
You know, and so I think that the community, like, whatever me and my friends do, they react to it because we're good people. You know, we're in the community. We don't act like we're better than nobody because, like I said, everything can be gone. And I learned that being out of the league for 2 years. You know, I thought it was over. You know, I was, you know, set up to work at Mill and Hershey, and you know, I got a call for the Jets. So, you know, like I said, it can be going at any day, and you gotta cherish and respect with what God has given you, because like I said, it can be going today or tomorrow.
That's right, that's right. And I'm glad you mentioned the celebrity softball game and everything. You know, even though the show will air after that has happened and everything, you know, it shows that you do have a organization that is, you know, doing certain things. Now, do you have a foundation?
I'm actually going to start a foundation coming up this season.
Okay, good,
Yep.
good.
That's
Okay.
the one, autism?
Yep, that's what I want to get into. So
On autism,
yep,
okay,
starting
great.
to push that. So
Yeah, let us know more about that, and we'll try to, you know, help spread the word and everything,
Appreciate
so that people can give back and you know support
Appreciate
Danny Lansanah.
Yep, Lansanah.
Lansanah.
you did good though.
I put out,
Some people butcher it.
I could imagine.
I got all the way down to lasagna. So you're doing pretty good.
Well, Danny, thanks so much for coming on the show,
Thanks
man.
for
We
having me.
appreciate
Yeah,
having you here.
definitely.
Best of luck with the Jets.
Appreciate it.
I'm an Eagles man, but I'm gonna be rooting for you all the way, brother.
Okay, appreciate that.
Well, I want to thank you so much for watching this program. I hope that you understand that we have great young people in our community who are doing the right thing. To getting it done, we've got to support them. We want to thank Danny Lansanah. Again, best of luck to him with the New York Jets. And I hope that you'll continue to do the best that you can do to make our community the best it can be. See you next time here on Life Esteem. Goodbye.